So Earthbound's on the Virtual Console at last. Sod that game, we've already covered that. Twice. And half. You know what else landed in the same week as that dreadfully rare SNES RPG masterpiece? An even more dreadfully rare Game Boy Color platforming masterpiece. Seriously, Shantae looks, feels, plays, and sounds like what the better retro-styled games today wish they could be, and did it in 2002. This is one of the last games ever developed for commercial release on legitimate 8-bit hardware. You are looking directly at the end of an era, and damn it, did it go out with a bang. If you haven't played it before, well, you probably haven't had $300 lying around. Our eponymous genie half is awoken by the clamor of a pirate attack and quickly gets to work defusing the situation through a combination of platforming and headbanging hair attacks. Eventually, she confronts the notorious lady pirate Risky Boots, who's made off with a revolutionary new invention, the steam engine. That's right, she's holding the entire Industrial Revolution hostage. With this newfound power, there's no limit to her plundering potential, so Shantae's gotta secure the world's treasures before Risky can get to them, all while learning new magical belly dances to turn her into a harpy or an elephant or a monkey for gameplay diversification and puzzly goodness. One of the first things you probably noticed from this footage is this game is really well animated. From running to jumping to freaking everything, it's obvious that a hell of a lot of time went into the visual presentation. The soundtrack as well sounds more like a modern-day love song to the 2A03 standard. It ties together an experience that feels like a retrospective on the running, jumping, climbing, and whipping that made your more adventure-y platformers like Castlevania or Zelda 2 so awesome. Just with the kind of forethought that comes from 15 years of figuring out what was good and bad about those early offerings. So you've got elaborate puzzle solving, the use of new abilities, read belly dances, to clear new areas, and the usual spate of equipment and items for increasing your combat options. Shantae whiffed in its original release, partly because the Game Boy Advance had, by that point in 2002, already eclipsed its predecessor. Shantae would go underground until returning in 2010's Risky's Revenge on the DSi, which established the high watermark for quality on Nintendo's fledgling digital distribution service. But in the wake of the tremendous success WayForward have been enjoying in the 3DS era, it was almost certain that this gem would make its way to the Virtual Console. You now have the capacity to obtain, at an absolutely obscene discount, one of the greatest and most WayForward thinking 8-bit games ever created. Between this and Earthbound, maybe Pulseman if you're a real game freak, you're not allowed to complain about the Virtual Console ever again. Ever.